This video is for educational purposes. Los Angeles, often referred to by its initials LA, is the most populous city in the U.S. state of California. With roughly 3.9 million residents within the city limits as of 2020, Los Angeles is the second most populous city in the United States, behind only New York City. It is also the commercial, financial, and cultural center of Southern California. Los Angeles has a Mediterranean climate and an ethnically and culturally diverse population, and it is the principal city of a metropolitan area of 13.2 million people. Greater Los Angeles, which includes the Los Angeles and Riverside, San Bernardino metropolitan areas, is a sprawling metropolis of over 18 million residents. Subscribe to this channel and click the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. The majority of the city proper lies in a basin in Southern California adjacent to the Pacific Ocean in the west and extending partly through the Santa Monica Mountains and north into the San Fernando Valley, with the city bordering the San Gabriel Valley to its east. It covers about 469 square miles, 1,210 square kilometers, and is the county seat of Los Angeles County, which is the most populous county in the United States with an estimated 9.86 million residents as of 2022. It is the fourth most visited city in the U.S. with over 2.7 million visitors as of 2022. The area that became Los Angeles was originally inhabited by the indigenous Tongva people and later claimed by Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo for Spain in 1542. The city was founded on September 4, 1781, under Spanish governor Felipe de Neve, on the village of Yanga. It became a part of Mexico in 1821 following the Mexican War of Independence. In 1848, at the end of the Mexican-American War, Los Angeles and the rest of California were purchased as part of the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo and became part of the United States. Los Angeles was incorporated as a municipality on April 4, 1850, 5 months before California achieved statehood. The discovery of oil in the 1890s brought rapid growth to the city. The city was further expanded with the completion of the Los Angeles Aqueduct in 1913, which delivers water from eastern California. Los Angeles has a diverse economy with a broad range of industries. Despite a post-COVID-19 pandemic exodus of entertainment production and talent, Los Angeles is still best known as the home of the Hollywood film industry, the world's largest by revenue. The city was an important site in the history of film. It also has one of the busiest container ports in the Americas. In 2018, the Los Angeles metropolitan area had a gross metropolitan product of over $1.0 trillion, making it the city with the third largest GDP in the world, after New York and Tokyo. Los Angeles hosted the Summer Olympics in 1932 and 1984, and will also host in 2028. More recently, statewide droughts in California have strained both the city's and Los Angeles County's water security. On September 4, 1781, a group of 44 settlers known as Los Pobladores founded the Pueblo town. They called El Pueblo de Nuestra Señora la Reina de Los Angeles, the town of Our Lady the Queen of the Angels. The original name of the settlement is disputed. The Guinness Book of World Records rendered it as El Pueblo de Nuestra Señora la Reina de Los Angeles de Porciúncula. Other sources have shortened or alternate versions of the longer name. The local English pronunciation of the name of the city has varied over time. A 1953 article in the Journal of the American Name Society asserts that the pronunciation Los Angeles was established following the 1850 incorporation of the city and that since the 1880s the pronunciation Los Angeles emerged from a trend in California to give places Spanish or Spanish-sounding names and pronunciations. In 1908, librarian Charles Fletcher Lummis, who argued for the name's pronunciation with a hard G, reported that there were at least 12 pronunciation variants. In the early 1900s, in 1934, the United States Board on Geographic Names decreed that this pronunciation be used. This was also endorsed in 1952 by a jury appointed by Mayor Fletcher Boron to devise an official pronunciation. The settlement of indigenous Californians in the modern Los Angeles Basin and the San Fernando Valley was dominated by the Tongva, now also known as the Gabrielino since the era of Spanish colonization. The historic center of Tongva power in the region was the settlement of Yanga, Tongva, Ayang, meaning place of the poison oak, which would one day be the site where the Spanish founded the Pueblo de Los Angeles. Ayang has also been translated as the Valley of Smoke. Maritime explorer Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo claimed the area of Southern California for the Spanish Empire in 1542 while on an official military exploring expedition moving northward along the Pacific coast from earlier colonizing bases of New Spain in Central and South America. Gaspar de Portola and Franciscan missionary Juan Crespi reached the present site of Los Angeles on August 2, 1769. In 1771, Franciscan friar Junipero Serra directed the building of the Mission San Gabriel Arcangel, the first mission in the area. On September 4, 1781, a group of 44 settlers known as Los Pobladores founded the Pueblo town. They called El Pueblo de Nuestra Señora la Reina de Los Angeles, the town of Our Lady the Queen of the Angels. The present-day city has the largest Roman Catholic archdiocese in the United States. Two-thirds of the Mexican or New Spain settlers were mestizo or mulatto, a mixture of African, indigenous, and European ancestry. The settlement remained a small ranch town for decades, but by 1820, the population had increased to about 650 residents. Today, the Pueblo is commemorated in the historic district of Los Angeles Pueblo Plaza and Olvera Street, the oldest part of Los Angeles. New Spain achieved its independence from the Spanish Empire in 1821, and the Pueblo now existed within the new Mexican Republic. During Mexican rule, Governor Pío Pico made Los Angeles the regional capital of Alta California. By this time, the new republic introduced more secularization acts within the Los Angeles region. In 1846, during the wider Mexican-American War, Marines from the United States occupied the Pueblo. This resulted in the Siege of Los Angeles, where 150 Mexican militias fought the occupiers, which eventually surrendered. Mexican rule ended during following the American conquest of California, part of the larger Mexican-American War. Americans took control from the Californios after a series of battles, culminating with the signing of the Treaty of Cahuenga on January 13, 1847. The Mexican cession was formalized in the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo in 1848, which ceded Los Angeles and the rest of Alta California to the United States. Railroads arrived with the completion of the transcontinental Southern Pacific Line from New Orleans to Los Angeles in 1876 and the Santa Fe Railroad in 1885. Petroleum was discovered in the city and surrounding area in 1892, and by 1923, the discoveries had helped California become the country's largest oil producer, accounting for about 1/4 of the world's petroleum output. By 1900, the population had grown to more than 102,000, putting pressure on the city's water supply. The completion of the Los Angeles Aqueduct in 1913, under the supervision of William Mulholland, ensured the continued growth of the city. Because of clauses in the city's charter that prevented the city of Los Angeles from selling or providing water from the aqueduct to any area outside its borders, many adjacent cities and communities felt compelled to join Los Angeles. Los Angeles created the first municipal zoning ordinance in the United States. On September 14, 1908, the Los Angeles City Council promulgated residential and industrial land use zones. The new ordinance established 3 residential zones of a single type, where industrial uses were prohibited. The proscriptions included barns, lumber yards, and any industrial land use employing machine-powered equipment. These laws were enforced against industrial properties after the fact. These prohibitions were in addition to existing activities that were already regulated as nuisances. These included explosives warehousing, gas works, oil drilling, slaughterhouses, and tanneries. Los Angeles City Council also designated 7 industrial zones within the city. However, between 1908 and 1915, the Los Angeles City Council created various exceptions to the broad proscriptions that applied to these 3 residential zones, and as a consequence, some industrial uses emerged within them. There are 2 differences between the 1908 Residence District Ordinance and later zoning laws in the United States. First, the 1908 laws did not establish a comprehensive zoning map as the 1916 New York City Zoning Ordinance did. Second, the residential zones did not distinguish types of housing. They treated apartments, hotels, and detached single-family housing equally. In 1910, Hollywood merged into Los Angeles, with 10 movie companies already operating in the city at the time. By 1921, more than 80% of the world's film industry was concentrated in LA. The money generated by the industry kept the city insulated from much of the economic loss suffered by the rest of the country during the Great Depression. By 1930, the population surpassed 1 million. In 1932, the city hosted the Summer Olympics. During World War II, Los Angeles was a major center of wartime manufacturing, such as shipbuilding and aircraft. CalShip built hundreds of Liberty ships and Victory ships on Terminal Island, and the Los Angeles area was the headquarters of 6 of the country's major aircraft manufacturers: Douglas Aircraft Company, Hughes Aircraft, Lockheed, North American Aviation, Northrop Corporation, and Vultee. During the war, Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. See you in the next one.